Hey, and good afternoon. Welcome to Success to Significance. It's me again. I'm still out here in Tanzania in the Serengeti at this beautiful camp. And today we're just talking, we're just vibing. I'm fresh in from a beautiful game drive. If you've never been on a game drive, I suggest that you save your money and come on out. And if you don't believe in God after doing a game drive, you will definitely believe in the higher power in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, because his works are absolutely beautiful. It is just God's country out here. We've seen everything from lions, we've seen antelope, we've seen all kinds of birds, we've seen hippos. You can probably hear them in the background now. It's just beautiful out here. But like I said, I've been all over the world, as you know, so many countries, and I don't want to just let this channel be, oh, I've been here, I've been there, I've been everywhere. I want to tell you how I did it and what is not, it's not even a secret. I'm nobody different from everybody else and God's creation. It's just that I have my faith to believe that anything that I purpose to do, that with hard work and perseverance, that God blesses me to do that. I thank God for a wonderful husband. Yeah, we get into it. Anybody that knows me knows my journey, but in the 33 years of marriage, that is par for the course. But what I want to talk to you today is about relationship. Is about getting on someone's page. You know, I'm not a big social media person. However, I do watch YouTube, and one of my favorite YouTubers was the Godfather, Mr. Kevin Samuels. May he rest in peace. But what I really liked about him was how intriguing he was, how he engaged everyone and went person to person to try to explain this thing we call relationship. One thing, though, that I always had wanted to speak to him about was finances. I know he always told a lot of the people that came on his show, when they started talking about they wanted a high value man and all that, and he would say, well, how much do you think it costs to have the family and go on trips and to have a nice house and do things? And he would go $250,000, depending on where you live, $400,000. And I'm here to tell you, I'm not debunking what he said, because it's always good to have a couple of dollars. But what I want to tell you is getting on someone's page is so important. Working together. When my husband and I met, we were young. We didn't have much of anything, but we built upon it. My suggestion is living beneath your means. That's always been one of the things that I kind of mastered. If he was working and I wasn't working, I was taking care of the kids at the time, I learned how to make $1 out of 15 cents. And I knew how to do it because of my mom. May she rest in peace. She was a master at that. She knew how to take when my dad, because she didn't really work, she did part-time work when we got older. However, when my dad was the breadwinner, she knew how to stretch that dollar. And that's something that I thank God that I learned how to do. So I had a much bigger family than what I grew up in. It was 6 of us. So I had to learn how to navigate, how to make $1 out of 15 cents. And I'm not saying that you have to be go without and be a pauper. But what I am saying is that if you know that, certain things cost a certain amount of money, you have to know how to stretch that dollar so that it can be meaningful. If you met my children, some of you on the channel have met them, you would know they never thought that they grew up. Now they tell me, Mom, Dad, we didn't know that we had to, that you were doing this to do that. And now that they have families of their own, they're like, wow, I see that when you made activity bags for those road trips, that kept us busy, but we didn't understand. I would buy a bag of blow pops, something that would last for a long time. I would go to the party store and buy the party favors. Sometimes they have 4 in a pack. I would put one in each little bag, go to the store, get the little Ziploc bags, put some puzzles in it, get a puzzle book for $1, tear out the pages, put a page in each activity bag, and then put a pencil in there, some of their favorite things, and then I would color coordinate. So each of my kids had a certain color that they liked, and I would color coordinate it to make it personal. Those are ways that I was able to stretch, and it was just such a good thing, and my husband loved it because he knew that when he brought home his money, I wasn't going to take it and go buy something frivolous and not have money for the extras. So saying all that to say, while we were living like that, we could squirrel away money. And then when I started working, my first year at the job, I didn't even press to even get my check because I was so used to living on the one paycheck. So shout out to all of the people that used to work with me. Used to say, Ham, you're not going to pick up your check? No, I'll wait till I go to work, because I was so used to, just living on the one paycheck. And that kind of carried over to years later. So can you imagine if you have a 2-parent household and one of you is making a certain amount, and then you squirrel away that other paycheck? Don't listen to what your friends have to say. Don't listen to what your family might have to say. If you did that for 5 years, just put all your paychecks on one side, and just live within that one paycheck. Can you imagine what you would be? And then invest some of it. I wouldn't invest all of it because, the market is volatile. It goes up and down. However, if you can do that and stay the course, and you and your significant other, for me, I would say my husband, because I'm a female, but I'm talking to everybody. If the man does that and his wife does that, can you imagine after 5 years what you would have? Oh my goodness. Then as the kids grow older, you teach them about work ethic. You get them a little pig bank so they can start squirreling away money. And what we did with our kids, when they got older, like preteen, teenager, whenever they wanted the latest gadget, I said, okay, you can have it. Even if I had the money, I would say, okay, you can have it, but you got to come up with half. I remember when the iPads first came out. One of my sons wanted it so bad. And I said, you know what? You can get it, but you have to come up with half. And at the time, they were pretty expensive. So what did he do? He became Chucky at Chuck E. Cheese. He did that in high school. He had a lot of jobs. They all had a lot of jobs, different jobs growing up, summer youth and things. But it was that stands out because he used to do the Chucky dance, and we used to laugh. But let me tell you, when it was time to go to the store to buy that iPad, he had his money, and that's what I'm talking about. And they're still to this day, they're into that saving mechanism. We help them sometimes, but thank God we have the money to help them because, we squirreled away. So I was able to get on the page with my husband and work it out. Sometimes, it was a little dicey. I'm not going to say, oh, it was so rosy and we just was like, all happy-go-lucky with everything. No, sometimes it was like, you know what? I want to do this. We need to do that. But I learned something, ladies. Now, this is to the ladies. Sometimes you got to know when to what? Shut your mouth. I'm doing a whole video on that one because that is key. Sometimes you have to know just when to be quiet. Sometimes a lot of the arguments that we've had, when I reflect, when I'm sitting out here in the Serengeti and I reflect about some of the things that I went through over my marriage, I will tell you, a lot of it was because I did not keep my mouth shut. And I know my husband is going to be cheering when he hears this video. He's going to be like, girl, you done said something now. He doesn't talk like that, but he will agree that, you know, a lot of times, because we're emotional. And the thing about it, when you're with your spouse, they will understand you. So he knows when I'm going to start talking. So he knows how to handle me. And when you sit with that person, they will know how to deal with you. That's what a relationship is. Are you going to have a fuss? I have siblings. We get into arguments and get into fusses when we were growing up. We used to have knockdown drag outs. Even with your parents, you don't see eye to eye, and they're the ones that brought you in this world. So what would make you think that a relationship between a male and a female, husband and wife, is going to be so rosy and so happy all the time? We have our highs and our lows, and that's life. As long as he's not, you know, stabbing me and doing crazy stuff. But that's another video I want to do too, because you can always know the character of somebody. You get to know the character. I don't care, looks and all that stuff is so superficial, you know, but the character, are they going to work? Are they going to be there when you need them? Let me tell you, I'll tell you a quick story before we go about that. My husband and I had gotten into it. I forgot what it was. This was many, many years ago. And he went to his watering hole where he hangs out. And he was there so much, I knew the number to the back office. So if I needed him, I can call him in an emergency. And we had gotten into it, and he left, and he was upset. I was mad. I was like, go on, do it, do you, blah, blah, blah. Here go my neck rolling and all that. What happened? I got a call that somebody in our life passed away. Somebody that was very, very precious to us. And I was so upset. And I called the watering home and I asked for him, and I said, listen, I said, babe, such and such, I need you to come home. And such passed away. Let me tell you, 10 minutes, he was home, comforting. We were comforting each other. That's how life is. You know, yeah. My mother used to say, teeth and tongue fall out. Yeah, sometimes you get into it. So don't let that be a discouragement to you. But just remember, the lesson for this one is getting on the page with someone that you can love, that you can cherish, that you can build with. That's what it's all about. And you can enjoy what is to come. Don't worry about what people say. If I had a dime for all of the advice that people gave me, and I love advice, you know, but I ask God, I pray to God for discernment, because everybody that tells you something is not telling it to you for the right reason. So you pray and ask God, help me to discern this, you know, help me to see if this person has my best interests in mind. This is the thing that will carry you through. And you can test the spirit. You can read the Bible and know if it's coming from a place of love, joy, peace. You know, if those things are present, then you know that it's good wisdom, you know. And you look at the way people live, you know, you watch. God gives you that eye to know and to discern. So yeah, I'm just chilling out here, guys. I thank God for this. Keep your faith in God, and just know that with God, all things are possible. And I'm going to be talking to you soon. Take care. Love you.